You sit on the toilet for hours flicking up.
Damn right I do. That's the only place I get peace in my house, is sitting on the toilet. And guess
Why
what?
do men do
They
that?
still burst in. Jamie comes over, she gets a coin, and she unlocks the door from the other side to come in and what? Do nothing! She just wants to interrupt my peaceful moment of sitting on the toilet and watching TikToks. Shh, don't tell Mum.
Hello and welcome to
Shh, Don't Tell Mum. My name's Barney.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is the 7th most listened to parenting podcast in
Italiania.
Oh my God. You just butchered an entire
Io
nation
sono Jamie.
of people.
Io sono Jamie.
It's actually my favourite country to go to.
Piacere. Nice to meet you, that means.
Piacere.
Because I tried to actually learn Italian because I was in Italy so much last year.
Vaffanculo.
Law.
You little. You look like Scary Spice. How's it going?
Do I?
A
Do you like the
mixture
new
of scary
hair?
and baby. The hair is baby. The top is scary. What are the boots? Would they be posh?
No, they'd be Victoria, surely.
That's posh. You donut. You donut.
Okay, so guys, I got extensions, as you can tell.
No, she didn't. Her hair just grew 7 inches in the last week.
I haven't had extensions in about 7 years. And the reason why is if you look at the last episode, I have friendly spikes poking up. Are they there today?
No, actually, they're not. Wait, so they put an extension on the front?
No, they didn't.
Well, then that's where the spiky
But
bit was.
it's the illusion. I had spikes everywhere because of the regrowth through postpartum. Anyway, when I had tapes the last time, I felt like my hair got really healthy and I had more confidence. And I lost a bit of my confidence, I have to say. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the leap and have hair extensions. And this is where these came in. So we're wearing Show Pony. It's an Australian brand. Very good. They're apparently one of the best.
Wow.
Show Pony. Cost enough? Jesus, bloody
Really?
Christ. Guess
What
how
did it say
much?
back? Oh my God. Okay. If it's more than like £200, that's a lot of money for hair. Okay. Is it double that?
So the application in itself was £200. Bearing in mind, guys, we don't live in London, so these aren't even London prices.
Yeah, we're out of London, innit? Okay, so 200 to put it in. I'm going to guess the hair costs more than the application. So I'm going to say the hair is 300. So I'm going to say 500
So I had 4 packs of
of
hair.
hair. Okay.
They
Each
wanted me to
pack?
have 5 packs, but I didn't think I needed it. Do you think I need another
I've
pack
got
in my
6
hair?
packs.
Think I need another pack in my hair?
See, I got a laugh out of the production. You wouldn't have heard that.
Do I
But
need
did, promise.
another pack in my hair, do you think? Because I got 4 instead of 5 packs.
No. I think it's a good amount of hair. Go on then, talk to me. Tell me. Why are you leaving us in limbo? Crack on.
No, you have to guess.
I said £500 in
Okay.
total.
In total, including the application.
Yeah, application 2, the hair 3. Oh
Yeah.
my God, if you spent £1,000 in your hair, we're taking you back and you're shaving it off and selling it. What did you
So-
spend?
I'm telling you now. Give me 2 seconds.
People are listening and they're getting bored already. Crack on.
It was £672 for the hair.
For the hair! So it's £872?
For the hair.
No, for the
Oh,
application.
everything. Yeah, for everything. If I had 5 packs,
What?
it would have been 762.
So that would have been just shy of £1,000.
Yeah, just shy of £1,000. If you look it up.
And what did you say to me this morning that you wanted to do? Cut your hair.
Well, I wanted
You
to
said
cut
you
it
wanted to cut your hair.
a little bit shorter.
You just spent nearly £1,000
But
on it.
she turned around, the stylist, and she was like, if you cut your hair a little bit shorter, because this hair's meant to last me a year, so it's actually not that much. It's
having
meant
an
to last me a
aneurysm
year.
over here.
So the thing is if I cut it, it will get shorter and shorter every single time because I always need it trimmed. So she said, keep it long. It'll be the longest right now. This is the longest it can possibly be right this moment. And then as I go back every 6 weeks, I'll get it trimmed off. So it will slowly get shorter till the end of the year.
Oh, great. So you pay someone to put in long hair, it costs you £1,000, and then every couple
It's
of weeks
not
they
even
cut
long.
it.
It's too thick.
They get rid of all of it.
It's so long. Okay, can I just say something? I'm not used to this long hair. I love the thickness. I think it's great. But I am going back tomorrow to bring a tape down slightly because it's a bit high up here. I don't want anything on the crown as we can see. Yeah. Beauty. It's expensive.
Fantastic. I'm so happy.
Are you excited for
you.
your injections today?
Wait, hold on. So you said that your hair became healthier the last time you did this. So am I right in then saying that your hair almost has a placebo effect by having fake hair stitched in or fake hair taped in? Then your hair becomes healthier because of the extra hair that's fake in your head.
Because I don't have to style it as much. And I found myself doing loads of like events and
Okay, so
getting
you're
my hair
putting less
blow
product
dried,
in.
putting less product in.
That
It was
makes it
getting worse
healthier.
and worse.
Okay.
So the fact is, I'm only really going to be styling the ends pretty much.
Styling the ends. Okay.
Yeah, it won't
Talking
be
of hair, what's going on, people? Real Slim Shady, please stand up.
You've been blonde, haven't you? Oh, is this first time
Well,
you're
no,
blonde?
the last episode with Andre was the chaos, by the way. Can we all say? Chaotic.
The
a dog tried to eat my microphone while I was talking.
He's a really cute dog, but he's aggressive when he has a treat in his mouth. Like, I'm not kidding. You cannot go near the dog. He will attack you.
I mean, he's 10 months. He's super young. He's a
But
baby.
Rue didn't do that. That's weird.
It's not weird. He's just a young dog who's just, protective over his treats, which is fine. And
My
we
dad
haven't
has like
mentioned
a
it yet.
gorge on his hand from it.
What?
My dad has like a gorge in
There's
his
like
hand.
holes
There's
on his
like a
hand.
hole.
Oh, God. So, Jamie,
Yeah.
this week, what's new with Rocket?
What's new with? Oh my god, guys, he's really pulling at our
Bum hairs.
no.
That's how
Bum
painful it is. If you've ever had someone pull on your bum hair, Jamie knows what we're talking about. No, I'm joking. If anyone has that, you know how painful that is. Maybe if you catch a nether region's hair on something. That's how irritating my son is being right now because he's
pushing our
entered the
buttons.
terrible twos.
He is pushing our buttons. He's not eating his food. I know we're really quite positive people, but this is a new era of tantrum. Like today, he had 2. And then yesterday, he's gone to the upper class at nursery. I take him in, throws
Virgin upper
himself
class.
throws himself onto the floor screaming. There's all these kids surrounding us going, "What's wrong, Rocket? What's wrong?" He's like, "Daddy, Mom, where are you going?" Like screaming. He doesn't speak like this, obviously, but like he's verbally screaming at me. And all he says is dummy. So
He does. He
shouts in your face.
man.
This morning, he was like, "Dummy." I was like, "You have 5 in your hand."
He honestly
Why?
he had 3 dummies in one hand, 1 in the other and 1 in his mouth and was
Why are
going,
you screaming?
"Dummy."
Yeah,
And we're like,
but
wow.
he does it so beautifully. He's like, "Dummy." You
Pulls
just
on your
have to give him. Yeah, you
heartstrings.
just have to give him the dummy. I'm like, take them all. So he found the stash this morning, and then Barney wakes up and he's surrounded by dummies. Anyway, his birthday's coming up soon. Actually, I think it's probably going to be a week from this podcast coming out. His birthday will be that week. We thought we could get him a sea of dummies for the bath, and he could just lay there in a bath full of dummies.
He'll literally be in heaven. It's like, "Dummy." And he'll just start singing.
And
We'll
then
be
what
like,
happened this
"There you go."
morning? What happened this morning? He was on the floor
This morning?
analyzing all his dummies.
Oh my God, yeah. He sat on the floor when he came into our room and he had like all these dummies in his hand and stuff like that. He went and sat on the floor next to our bed and me and Jamie were chatting in bed and I looked to my right to see what he was doing and he was sat there and he took a dummy. He took his one that was in his mouth out, replaced it with a different dummy and was just doing a conveyor belt of dummies. Like this goes out and this goes in and this goes out and this goes in.
Trying
And
all different
he was having
dummies.
such a good time. We then continued our conversation and I looked at you and then I looked back and he was passed out on the floor. He was
Do you
just gone.
think every toddler has like weird quirks like this? Because
Yes, 100%.
should we read something from Reddit? The quirks of toddlers.
Go on.
The quirks of what toddlers have. Remember?
Go
on
on then.
Reddit?
I'm saying, go on. Say it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh God. I have to get it up. So
Okay, so while you do that, we actually received a really nice email about 2 weeks ago or a week ago from a lovely lady who was talking about the difficulties that she was struggling with her toddler when it comes to teeth brushing, however you want to call it. Now, we offered a bit of advice and she was really grateful. And it's been really nice to actually open up a bit of a dialogue with some of the people that listen to our podcast and watch our YouTube videos. So if you want to watch this podcast on YouTube, it's Shhh Don't Tell Mum. If you want to watch our vlogging channel, that is The Bankses on YouTube as well. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or if you're watching this on YouTube, we also have it on Spotify if you just want to listen as you go along, as you plod along, possibly on your drive to school or on the drive time on the way back from work. We really appreciate all of the support we're getting so far. If you could kindly leave a review or a comment and we can chat about anything that it is that you have going on with your toddlers at the moment, it would really appreciate it. So we received an email on itsthebankses@gmail.com about this difficulty that she was experiencing all the way from Canada, brushing her kids' teeth in the evenings. Our kind of response to it was more or less similar to something that she was already doing, which was, try and involve your toddler with your toothbrushing routine so that they can see you doing it and they learn by mimicking your behavior. this isn't going to work for absolutely everyone. Now you kind of have to get the feelers out for how your kid reacts to certain things and how your kid reacts to your behavior. So, some parents end up, having to kind of pin their kid down to then brush their teeth the first few times. We started to introduce Rocket having his toothbrush almost as a toy. He started sleeping with the toothbrush in his bed. We would give it to him in the bath and he would play with it just to kind of familiarize himself with the item itself. And then we introduced the brushing of the teeth. And now he's actually pretty good with it. We still do it for him. He doesn't do it because obviously we need to get around his mouth, A, quicker, but also B, he just ends up chewing it. So yeah, that was our own experience brushing his teeth.
But we went to
quite tough.
Yeah, and we went to the dentist and they turned around and was like, you know what? They're baby teeth. You don't have to be worry too much
you
about
have to be
it.
super on top of it.
And also when he has a temper tantrum, like last night, getting him in the bath was a nightmare as well. It's like the minute he wakes up, he is like, yeah! And then obviously we put him down to sleep. He's like, yeah!
It wasn't like that this morning. I mean, like, well, not when he wakes up.
Are you kidding me?
When he wakes up,
when
he's
he
like
woke
plodding
up,
around his bed.
He was like screaming at me, and then I bring him up. You were asleep.
Yeah, I was.
And then he was like, Dammy. I'm like, you got 6 in your hand. What are you saying? He's honestly obsessed. His quirks for this dummy, it's his favorite thing in the world.
Before those of you who think that I'm the lazy parent, I'm the evening bird and Jamie's the morning bird. That's why. So I do the evenings and Jamie does more of the morning stuff.
I think we are a really good balance of understanding. I was saying this to my mate the other day. We don't even have to have the conversation. I can just feel that Barney can't give 100%. So I take the toll and vice versa. You take the toll. Like last night you were done. You were like, I can't. So I cooked dinner. You know what I mean? And I never really cook dinner. But it's the thing, we don't even have to have a conversation. I can just look at you. Or even when we're laying there in bed and he'll make a noise, I can just feel which one of us is going to go down. I can be like,
to be
today
honest,
is not the day.
I was about to react this morning and like pull
up.
the duvet off and get up. And he made a noise and within split seconds, the duvet was off you and you were getting up. And I was like, well, I guess you're doing it then.
Yeah.
I just fell back to
and
sleep.
I feel like we'll go through the motions. I'll have energy probably after my cycle. That's when I'm like, cool. And then when I lead up to the cycle, so ladies, this is for women.
Hey,
If you are a
ladies.
woman
Hey, fellas.
listening to this, we do have quite a good high percentage of men listening to the podcast now, which is really exciting.
What's up, boys?
So apologies for this, but yeah, if you are near your cycle, obviously your energy levels go a little bit further down. But I do have
Oh, you digress.
a cool baby quirk to
Baby
read out.
quirks, let's
'Cause
go.
Apparently, loads of babies have quirks. I don't know
I do
about
remember
you,
talking
but
about this with you, by the way. It was very funny.
okay, he has a memory problem.
I just selective hearing. I think every guy has it.
And he goes, you didn't tell me that. And I'm like, I literally did. He's like, you're pulling my leg. You definitely didn't. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm sorry, but it really frustrates me. That's an ick. An ick.
It's an ick.
It's an ick.
Me forgetting things
Yes,
is an ick.
it's an ick. Just be a little bit more cautious of what you want. Because I feel like anything that I open my mouth with, you just forget what I say. So I shouldn't even talk.
Because you tell me 4,000 things a day. That's why. Yes, it's true. And sometimes you convince yourself that you've told me things and you haven't.
I definitely know that's what you want to convince yourself as.
Like I knew that last week that Andre was coming on the podcast, but then she was like, I've got to go and pick up my dad from the station. And I was like, oh, he's staying here tonight. And you were like, I told you this. And I was like, didn't tell me. Didn't tell me that Andre was staying the night.
Definitely told him. My 1-year-old has been obsessed with sticking her fingers in tiny holes. Screw holes on toys, dents in play mats, holes in buttons for months now. She'll walk around her playroom and flip over an electric toy until she finds holes to stick her little fingers in. Another thing she loves doing is wrapping things behind and around her neck. Shirts, pants, clean diapers, stuffed animals. She will put them over her head and rest them on the back of her neck and tug. It's so weird. She will give herself red marks from aggressively doing this for extended periods of time. Obviously, she isn't doing this stuff 24/7 and has no other concerning behaviors. But the fact that she loves these things is both, it weirds us out and cracks us both up. Do your babies do anything similar and have any strange habits they love doing?
To be honest, that is hilarious. To be honest, Rocket likes putting his fingers in holes. Like when he sees, I'm trying to think. So like if we ever give him his sippy cup that has a straw coming out of it, if he's just sat there minding his own business, he'll start poking his finger into the straw. And he really enjoyed, and he's done that since he was little. So then we gave him a different juice cup, like a sippy cup, and he did the same thing. So I feel like that, it's like an exploration thing, isn't it? They're exploring their environment and they're trying to I don't know.
All have a little thing, which is just really strange. But apparently it's quite common. Like if you look at these,
if you think about it, imagine one of the most common toys that people give kids is the toys that you fit things into holes. You know, like circle, triangle, square, and they've got to slot things into the holes. And that's something that it's a learning thing. So they probably like doing it with their fingers and stuff.
But the neck thing,
wrapping something around their neck and pulling. I don't know. It could be like
weird.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
But then there's loads of people being like, oh my God, mine does the neck thing too.
See?
And I'm like, is it because Rocket likes to stand and spin really fast. And I'm like, you're going to love drugs when you're older or drinking alcohol.
Where did that come from?
Because he gets dizzy. He likes the feeling of being dizzy. So I just
doesn't mean he's
assumed.
going to like drugs. It just means that he likes spinning around. I did that. I did flips off the sofa when I was young. Doesn't mean I'm going to be a WWE wrestler, even though I wish I was a WWE wrestler. That'd be amazing.
And then there's another one that replied, mine is obsessed with wheels and balls. Anything that rolls, he can spend 15 minutes sitting and spinning a wheel. We have to stop every time he sees a ball in the store.
I mean, these all seem fairly
wild.
but some of these seem fairly standard though as well. Like you've got a little one with balls, fingers and holes. Yes, no? No, neither.
My son growls like a dog every time he's angry with me.
What?
My baby growls like a dog, especially if she doesn't like what you're telling her. Imagine that.
Wow, like legit. Do they have a dog though? Maybe it's learned behavior.
This is really cute. When my baby is tired, he takes his pointy little finger and gently rubs his eyelashes. Sometimes he slips and pokes his eye. It's very weird.
So that's like a comfort thing, but sometimes he misses and pokes himself. That's just silly. Imagine like your friend comes around and just sees your kid and your kid's just sat there going like, rubbing their eyelash. Okay, last one. Otherwise we're going to be here forever.
Mine's obsessed with shoes and not wearing them on his feet. He'll put his arms in it, crawl around the house. My shoes, his dad's shoes, his sister's shoes. That's Rue. Rue is obsessed with shoes.
Rue's our dog. What?
I know. Our dog is obsessed with shoes.
All dogs are obsessed with shoes. They smell like you. It's your feet.
No, that's
they
weird.
Put their snout in your shoe.
We come home to a collection, a pile up of shoes.
We do. When we open the front door, if we've been away for a couple of hours out of the house, we come in through the front door always knocks into something, and then I look behind the door and it's a pile of shoes.
Yes, but when I was at a friend's house once and I left my shoes, my shoe went missing for so long. I was late for an appointment because I couldn't find a shoe. I was like one hop Sally running around the house.
One hop Sally.
Is that not a saying?
No, I like that. That was good. You can create. I like that. Keep that.
One hop Sally.
One hop Sally.
Maybe I should have reworded that. One hop.
You want an H, one hop Holly. Okay,
one
cool.
Hop
That's
Holly.
fine. I'll give you that.
It should have been one hop Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, weird quirks.
Where the f*** was the shoe? You didn't finish the story. You said you lost a shoe. Where was it?
Oh.
And you were hopping around on one foot. Where was it?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't think I found it yet.
What the f***? Is this at our house?
No, this is in his ours.
So their dog, which they...
No, not their dog.
You did not give any context to this story.
I didn't need to.
They have a dog. Was this Blue
our
or
dog,
Rue?
Rue.
At their house.
At their house.
Took your shoe.
Hid my shoe.
And hid it.
And it went missing. And that was the last I ever saw of the shoe.
Fascinating, everyone.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Back to our regular scheduled programming. Jamie, what's your TikTok turn off of the week?
My TikTok turn off is just being on social media, guys. I am taking a detox from January.
Not like it's our
I am
job or
going on,
anything.
I'm posting, and then I'm removing myself from the app because I find myself too engaged in social media for such a long period of time. And I'm like, why do I do this to myself? I need to take a break. I don't know what the trends are at the moment. And it feels friggin' refreshing because you know what? Just go on, post something that's funny about my life and then come off it. That's what I've been doing.
Now you've been taking Barney's approach. See, I knew you'd come around. You post and you leave it.
You don't do that. You sit on the toilet for hours flicking up.
Damn right I do. That's the only place I get peace in my house is sitting on the toilet. And guess
Why
what?
do men do
They
that?
still burst in. Jamie comes over, she gets a coin, and she unlocks the door from the other side to come in and what? Do nothing. She just wants to interrupt my peaceful moment of sitting on the toilet and watching TikToks. And do you know why? It's because she goes to the toilet with the door wide open.
Yes.
Wide open.
We are that
just
relationship.
inviting all the smells from the bathroom into the rest of the house.
What smells?
It's fantastic.
What
Thank you so much for
smells?
that. That's why we have so many effing candles in our house. Anyway,
We do.
my TikTok turn off for the week is, again, I've done this before. I came across some more social media / YouTube boxing in situations recently. And it's a very big thing. You know, JJ, aka KSI's boxing company is called Misfits. They do a lot of events. They really are entertaining. I'll give him that. But I just can't sit and watch these kids who like aren't boxers just getting like battered.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not okay, I think in some ways. Like they've entered into it. They've signed an agreement. It's all wavered. It's absolutely fine. It's legal. It's whatever. It's fine. But, you know, I was saying before this podcast started to our production guys, I was saying that Hamlin Studios, what's going on? I said that their Logan Paul's lookalike was on this boxing card for Misfits, and he got the shit kicked out of him. And it takes like one bad go in a boxing ring with someone to get permanent brain damage. And I just don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I say this, and what, in 4 years' time, it's going to be like Barney Banks versus Bryce Hall or whatever. I'm joking. I'm not putting that into existence.
Is Logan Paul, are you talking about Logan Paul right now?
No, it's Logan Paul's lookalike. So he's like he's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. I know his lookalike is famous. I know. Tell me about it. He got the shit kicked out of him in a boxing match on this Misfits card. Anyway, I know you're not really bothered by it, but it is my TikTok turn off because I don't want to see these influencers who aren't really training to be boxers. Like Jake Paul's another animal. KSI is another animal. They train their arse off for months. I just don't feel like these kids have been doing this, and they just get smashed
because it's on trend.
Oh yeah, and they get paid a lot of money. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, they're getting paid a bag. They're earning their money. Don't get it twisted. And they're just getting the crap kicked out of them, and I feel bad for them. I'm like, I know you signed up for this, and you're getting paid, but this is long term. This is really detrimental. Also to your brand. If you get battered, like you're back at the back of the queue, mate, because you didn't win. People are like, you're irrelevant now because you lost the boxing match.
Imagine if you're actually, it's like people who aren't really DJs DJing. It's the same thing. I bet boxers feel the same thing. People that aren't really boxers boxing, you're kind of like taking the piss out of the art of boxing.
And you know what? Yeah, that's how a lot of boxers feel about it.
That's how I feel about it.
On the other side, it's entertainment. So you don't really class it as boxing. You class it as entertainment. I don't know. But I mean, the biggest fall from grace with this is the guy who's from the Ace family. That's the biggest. His whole downfall started when he put on a boxing thing, but he didn't pay anyone.
Yeah, but he didn't box in it, did he?
He put it on. He was the main card, and
he was the main card.
He won, actually. I think his first. Am I right?
Probably
Lukey
paid
boy?
To win.
Am I right? Hamlin Studios. Am I right?
Yeah, that's a thumbs up.
He lost, but he didn't pay anyone.
I can't believe they're breaking up.
I know, that's crazy.
In terms of YouTube, but you look on social media, gossip, I think they've been broken up for a while.
I mean, who knows at this point? I feel like, social media is a bit of a facade in a lot of ways, isn't it? I feel like we're really like, I was going to say organic. That's just an awful word to say. We're quite real on our content. The way that we do you are having a look on your face like we are not.
No,
are we fake?
No, we are. But then.
Are you acting this whole time?
When we were going through a bad patch in the summertime, I mean, we're not
Which happens,
viral.
people? Which happens?
We're not viral at all, but we were getting comments being like, you guys aren't getting on at the moment. You can tell. And I'm like,
it's true.
That's true.
Yeah. We don't shy away from that. We're not like, right, guys, we're filming today. We got to act like we're the best family ever.
But I think that's what's toxic about social media.
Yeah, it makes you want to put a front on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the fact that people are like doing this false facade of this is how a relationship should go. And I've said this a million times. This is why young people can't be in long-term relationships, because they go into a relationship, have an argument and go, oh, we're not meant to be there.
Yeah,
I'm a cause
true,
of that.
Actually.
I'm a cause of having an argument with you, and I go, oh, is that it then? And he's like, no.
Yeah, she's like,
what are you talking about?
We have an argument and then Jamie's like, so we'll just break up then. And I'm like, I didn't like the way you were eating that Snickers bar. That doesn't mean that I want to end the relationship.
Okay, so the reason why he's saying that is we have two different love languages, and we've spoken about this in the pod beforehand. But Barney doesn't realize that it goes both ways. Mine is words of affirmation. So him even saying, like, for instance, I had my hair done the other day and I was like, oh, do you like the hair? And he was like, yeah, I like it, but I don't like the way they tong it. I don't like the style the way they did the style.
I don't know what tonguing is, by the way, guys.
What did you say?
Sounds very sexual.
What did you say?
No, the wavy hair look. I was like, it looks like you've had like a full Pamela Anderson done to it, and it wasn't meant in a negative way. I was just like, I can't see. Like, it looked great because I couldn't tell where the extensions were, but it was like super wavy, and I like it when your hair's natural.
because I'm dead straight. But at the same time, I was just like, well, you've just made me feel really bad because of the words that you have used.
I should have just said it looks effing stunning, which it did. And she would have been like, yay.
But the thing is I don't turn around like, you get your hair done, and I don't turn around and go, I like it, but.
I know, there should be no but. It literally should be, you look flipping fantastic.
Can I say something about your hair? By the way. I would love you to try something slightly different next time when you go. I would like you to have a bit of a root. So be a bit two-toned like I have.
You know what?
Because otherwise it looks really bad when you get the regrowth. I think balayage for men, people don't do that enough. Try it.
That's with the foils, right?
No, so like what you've had is like bleached right to the root.
Yeah, like
but then you'll get weird salt and pepper look when your root starts growing. You'll have dark and blonde, whereas they will give you a root and then it will go blonder. So it has like a smudge, and that's quite nice because
it's a bit Backstreet Boys, though, isn't it?
No, it isn't, because it's so natural. It's so natural, you wouldn't even realize. If it's done, it's all about the blend. It's all about the blend. What are you doing?
I'm doing Larger Than Life, my favourite Backstreet Boys song.
Do you want to do a dance off now?
I love you. Actually, no, I'm not going to go into it. It's fine. TikTok turn off. That was mine. Boxing. Yours was?
Well, you're talking about love languages.
Love languages.
But what we were saying on the love language thing, what have you got from that? Our conversation we had with love languages last night.
What have I got from it? I've got from it that essentially we need to like play into each other's love languages more and because it's what brings us joy and comfort into a relationship as well. Like someone's love language is actually a lot more significant than a lot of people give it credit for. And I know that you believe very heavily in it. So it does play a big part in our relationship. And I think that
Barney doesn't read, I have to tell him it.
See, this is what I'm dealing with. Do you know what I mean? Send help. No, I'm kidding. So Jamie basically knows that my love language is just, is mostly quality time and acts of service. So quality time for me is just being in the presence of each other and doing something. Like a lot of people have been putting this on social media recently, funnily enough, is that if I want to sit down with you and watch a film, it's not enough for us to be in the same vicinity watching a film. I need you to actually watch and engage with the film so that I feel like we're doing something together. And if we sit down to watch a film and you're on your phone on TikTok or texting someone, that's disrupting my love language.
But you know what makes me laugh?
Oh, we have the butts.
We have the blown arguments about what to watch, and literally we get ourselves into such a pickle about what to watch. And actually, we have to seriously come to not realization, but an agreement with what we want to watch, because we have different tastes. But once we find it, we're like, yes, it's something we get really excited to do together.
But Jamie, Lisa.
You want to say that again?
But everybody needs to know this as well, because Jamie, being the morning person that she is, fair enough, in the evenings, we will watch an episode of our favourite show in which she falls asleep 10 minutes into that episode. So what happens the following day when we go, let's watch the next episode? Oh no, Jamie says, I need to watch the episode that I fell asleep in. So I watch every episode of every show that we watch twice, every bloody day. And that is excruciating. So we have to time.
That's when you're cooking. When you're cooking for me, when you're doing your acts of service job, I am catching up with the show.
When you're doing your acts of service. I sound like I'm in the Navy. Do your acts of service and then come back to the living room and watch the show. So yeah, so I end up watching. So what are we watching right now, Jamie, as we're on that topic? We're watching The Morning Show. And it's bloody brilliant.
Have you seen it, guys? Honestly, Apple TV.
It's actually got some bangers.
It is worth the subscription of Apple TV just to watch The Morning Show.
We got The Morning Show. My mum's watched, by the way, the entire of Ted Lasso.
Oh, she loves it.
My mum's watched all of it in a one weekend. I think there's 5 seasons.
Oh my God.
I don't know how she did that. How many seasons is there of Ted Lasso? Have you watched it? I think there's loads to see. She watched the whole back to back.
But the reason,
fair play.
I tell you what got us on Apple TV was Still Water. I was going to say Still Panda. It's a panda. That's really hard.
It's a kid's show.
It's a kid's show. Honestly, stop what you're doing. Turn off Peppa Pig. Turn off
Holly and Ben.
Holly and Ben.
Holly, sorry.
Turn off these shows and get yourself an Apple TV with Still Panda. It is the most. I learned so much from this kids show. I'm watching this show, being like,
She cried the first time she watched it, by the way.
I burst into tears because I was like, this is the most beautiful kids show I've ever seen. The way it's done, the music.
It's very calm.
It's so calm.
Not like us.
He will have temper tantrums and I'll put it on and he's like, still water.
No, what does he say?
Still Panda.
Still Panda.
No,
is
he
what
does
calls
do
it.
still water though.
Does he say still water as well?
I said still Panda that time and he went, no, still
water.
Still water. It's like, well done, son.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Karen in the comment the other day about Ben and Holly because I was calling it Hot Ben and Holly and Ben. And someone in my comments went, why are you getting the name wrong? It's Ben and Holly.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, chillax, mate.
That's Tyler, wasn't it?
Don't kill me. Yeah, probably.
Tyler always goes,
Probably.
correct him. Don't keep him saying these tips. And I'm like,
Tyler's Jamie's friend, by the way.
we've mentioned her so many times.
We have, actually.
People on this podcast know who Tyler is now. We should get her on the show. We should keep mentioning her.
You want to get our friends on the show,
No,
do you?
I wasn't going to get her on the show. Well, she came on the show and they bullied me, so I stormed off.
First time we ever deleted an episode of the podcast that we'd already recorded, by the way. She stormed out. It
They
was
pick on
brilliant.
me. They literally pick on me. They're two Geminis and they literally pick on me.
Oh yeah, it's because of our star sign. It's because of our star sign. That's why you stormed out, is it? So what are we watching? So we're watching Morning Show. We also
Traitors.
started watching, well, yeah, you like Traitors.
Guys,
don't like
I
Traitors.
applied for the Traitors.
Oh, God.
I had to.
You
It's
can't
the best
tell
show in the
people
world.
because it could have been a great surprise if you get it.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Have you seen how popular that show is?
Yeah, I think you might get it.
Really?
Yeah, you're crazy enough.
I freaking love it.
For sure.
I would be such.
Do you think you'd be a good traitor?
No, I'd be terrible.
You would be terrible.
I'd be like, it's me, I did it, I'm sorry. No.
It was like, you know, in Liar Liar, when he walks out of the elevator after he's farted, and he turns around and goes, it was me. That's going to be you.
But I'm so mad, they'd probably question it anyway. They'd be like, she's pulling her leg. She's not it.
Yeah.
It's like that time I said to my boyfriend, he had such an ego. I said I cheated on him. And then he was like, you wouldn't cheat on me.
No, savagery. That.
And I was like, oh, got away with that one then, didn't I?
Speaking of things we watched as well, because we also watch shows ourselves as well. So like Jamie will watch her shows, I'll watch my shows. I like that little bit of individuality of being able to go, I'm going to go and watch my show. And then we come together to watch certain shows as well. I went and I watched The Bear by myself. It is so good.
You loved
so
it.
good. On Disney Plus, 2 seasons of it. It slaps. It's amazing.
There's a lot of pauses though throughout it where it goes a bit silent.
It's
and
just
then
quite
it starts
slow.
Again. It is a slower.
But in a good way because the acting is so good in it.
You know what?
carries.
Everything I've caught from it, I'm like, yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah.
But I would have filled in music in different places because it can go a little bit silent at times.
Jamie, it won an Emmy. Are you critiquing the show that you haven't actually watched the whole episode of?
Barney.
We should have had this conversation with your dad last week.
Oh, what did he say about Emmys? He said that people that win Emmys tend
People
to not
that,
work
yeah, he
again.
said people that win BAFTAs or win Emmys, Tony Awards, Oscars, whatever like that. People then that want to book you anticipate that you've probably bumped up your rates significantly. So they feel like you'd be too expensive. And so people that win BAFTAs, win Oscars, actually don't end up working
As much.
for ages because people just think they're going to be too expensive. And he got nominated for 2 BAFTAs. He didn't say it in last week's episode, but he did. Don't tell anyone. 2 BAFTAs. How crazy is that?
Yeah, but he's
Allege.
no, he doesn't say what he actually does, and then he'll come out with these words.
He doesn't like bragging. He sees it
Like,
as
remember
bragging.
the Umbongo track?
Bongo, living in the
He did
Congo.
that. That was mad. Everybody
wrote
remembers
that.
that as a kid.
Oh, crazy. That advert, he wrote that.
You wouldn't
What a
know.
G.
But because he doesn't say it.
So that's what we've watched. Oh my goodness. You showed me this morning a video. You know what it's about. You know what time it is.
It's Britney time.
Besties with Brit.
Besties with
I need to
Brit.
make
She
like
hasn't
we
been
need
on
to make
for a
little,
while.
Yeah, we need to make a
How
little
are you,
jingle.
Brit?
We need to make a jingle for Besties with Brit.
Oh my God, like, let's do it.
Yeah, Besties with Brit.
No, we need to do it with her voice, like,
Oh.
oops, I did it again. It's Britney, bitch.
Oh, we could just have It's Britney, bitch. Oh, there you go. Anyway, Britney Spears posted a video on Instagram of
Wasn't it
someone
hers?
at a drive-through McDonald's and the car, the van basically, drives into the roof of the McDonald's drive-through, destroys the van, and he basically puts his foot down, rips half his van apart, and basically destroys the McDonald's drive-through. And the person filming it goes, Well, those people were assholes anyway, so that's karma. Let's go to the other McDonald's and drives off.
I'm not gonna.
But I'm like, Britney didn't record that.
No, she
it's
didn't.
not her video, and it's the most random. If you think Britney's content is random, this is a whole
So
new
random.
level.
But she puts
what is going on?
The caption she puts underneath it is going, "I just love living in America. People are so intelligent."
Coming from her as well. I'm sorry. That's just like, I don't know what to say about that.
I'm sorry, but
I'm not saying Britney's not intelligent, but she's done some questionable things in the past.
No,
For her
she
to then
just-
start critiquing people's behavior
just take
is a bit odd
social media away.
from her.
Yeah.
I mean, they took everything else away from her. Why don't they take that
I
away as
wonder
well?
if she was her young self now.
And saw her. Oh, you
No,
know, okay,
if
yeah.
she was her young self now and she had social media, I think she would make it.
I don't think people make it nowadays that can't really sing that well. And I don't mean that to
Such
shit
a
on her.
liar.
Okay, go.
Such
Tell,
a liar. There's
who?
so many people in the
Who?
industry that don't
Who?
have a
What are you,
big voice,
now?
but they have
Oh,
a
sorry.
style. Britney had a style. Nobody sounded like Britney. Britney sounded like Britney. You heard Britney's voice, you were like, that's Britney.
And it's not a really good voice. Do you know
There's
what I mean?
so many artists that don't have like crazy voices that become successful.
I know you'll defend her till the day you die. So I respect that because you love her. But I just feel like, okay, let's just put this into perspective. So nowadays, age range, all that kind of stuff. We've got Dua Lipa. We've got Ariana Grande. We've got...
Selena Gomez.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
The most
So
followed
do you
person on
feel
social
like
media.
Britney could compete with them now and as her young self?
The way she performed it, 100%.
I think Christina would do better than Britney if they both came out now. I think
No,
Christina would because she's got the pipes.
She did not have the presence
but
that
she's
Britney
got the
did.
pipes. This is like Christina's like Adele vibes.
I feel
you know
like
what I
we
mean?
need to go back into the catalogue of Britney Spears so you can actually see how incredibly talented she was. Even her live shows, Barney Banks,
Mate,
they were incredible.
Dancing, sick. Shows,
Music
great.
videos.
Singing, not great.
Yes, but it wasn't about look at
But
Cher.
nowadays
Look
it
at Cher.
is.
She created
No matter how hard
auto-tune. Exactly. Would you say she
Weird
was a
voice.
Whitney? Exactly. She's
No.
a style. How about
I just think you could get away with more back in the day. And now you can't get away
look
with
at
anything.
ABBA. ABBA. Brilliant tracks.
That's different. They
They-
won Eurovision.
But they
mate.
weren't. Yeah, but they weren't. Okay.
Money, money, money.
We're
Why do I
going
keep singing?
all the way
I'm
through
shit at
it.
singing. I don't know why I keep singing. Huh?
We're going through it. Okay, let's go on top 10 charts right now. Okay,
Oh,
top
wow.
10 charts.
Oh, we're doing
going
it.
We're going in. Right. Casio.
You're listening to this. I'm so sorry. On Spotify.
Okay, so obviously Prada, Ray. Ray's great.
Ray
Great
is
songwriter. Great songwriter.
Give her that. Who's the other one that's really good at the moment? That's
Tate
in that?
McRae.
Yeah, she is Britney. She is the new Britney.
Do you
She's
think?
like, well, she was a professional dancer until like she released the song Not Greedy, the one before. Oh no, it is Greedy. Yeah.
How about Tyler?
Mate, have you seen Tate McRae dance?
No.
She's insane at dancing. No, don't start watching TikToks while we're doing the middle of a show. But she's sick. She is the new Britney. Tate McRae, new Britney. Let us know in the comments section if you're watching this on YouTube. But if you are not, make sure you send us an email at itsthebanksters@gmail.com. Let us know if you think Tate McRae is the new Britney. Barney thinks she is. And if
Oh
you've
my
got
God,
any
they
funny
do it
toddler-
at school as well. Like her first video, Greedy.
Did I just get interrupted by you?
Yeah.
Mel
This is
C,
mad. Oh, it's like
pipe down. Mel C,
Oh my God, she's proper like little old pop star, isn't she?
Told
Tate
you.
McRae. Never seen this.
she's sick at dancing. Are we going to sit here and watch you look at a TikTok that's silent right now?
Yeah, but I mean, she's.
Babe.
Is she a gymnast?
Switch on.
Is she a gymnast?
No, dancer. Professional
Right.
dancer.
Okay.
Like a legit professional dancer. Like she danced for other artists.
Pink Pantheress.
Pink Pantheress. Rapper. Am I right in saying? Team Pink Pantheress. Rapper. Singer. Thanks, Ish.
Tyler. What did you think of Tyler? That is very slave for you.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Water.
Make me sweat. Make me sweat.
Yeah.
Isn't the music video meant to be really sexual for that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. What is it? Is
It's
it just
literally
naked
like
people?
slave for you.
Slave for you.
Like, if
Everything
you
comes back
watched
to
it-
Britney, doesn't it?
It does.
Everything comes back to Britney.
Okay, all right. I'm going to show it to him for 2 seconds, guys. So
Oh, goodness.
turn your phones on and type in TYLA water, right? Turn it
Is
on.
your friend Tyler annoyed that this girl took her name?
She probably is, Tyler. Right.
Like, I don't know if I can say if she looks good looking, if she's good looking or not, because she looks so young. Looks so young.
Yeah, but that's what they are now. We're old,
Are we old?
Yeah.
She honestly could be 14.
But do you see what I mean by the Slave for You references?
I mean, I'm sorry. Why is everyone complaining about this being a sexual video? It's
Do you
not
like
at
it?
all. I thought this was like, what's that Skepta song? All over the house. I was like expecting that.
It's so Slave for You. I'm sorry if that's not.
It's hot, but it's not like. People were like banging on about that on TikTok.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Oh
Yeah,
my
because
God, I
they're
caught
so
my,
young
I
and there's
caught
been
my
nothing
boyfriend
like-
watching this video. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because
what?
there's
That's
nothing.
tame.
There is nothing like what we had when Rihanna was out, Beyonce was out. We had the best artists,
We did.
unfortunately, and now we have artists
No,
that are
fortunately.
starting to break through, which are setting those boundaries again. But we went through a weird blip of music where everything was a bit weird. Now it's kind of like, okay, we're going back in time a little bit. So got kids that are like 13, 14, 15, they haven't seen what we've seen. I mean,
True.
the Nazars,
Yeah,
I said
okay,
to the
our
kids,
friends that have kids, you keep naming them and no one knows who they are.
our friends who have kids,
Yeah.
I basically showed them Britney. Back then
This
they
is
were
an
like,
11-year-old.
she looks like a psycho. Oh my gosh.
In the Slave for You video as well.
Oh my God, I've
She's
never
so
seen
fit.
anything like it. And
Oh,
I'm
man.
thinking to myself, I'm like, she is God. She's God in that video.
She's so fit in that video.
She's so fit.
Yeah.
And no one can say she's so ahead of her time. But then they need more Britneys.
If Britney like came on to you, would you have been like, yeah, go on then.
When she was younger.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good for you, babe. Me too.
Well
And
done.
on that note, thanks so much for watching and listening to Shhh Don't
I'm
Tell
going to get
Mum.
away because you have some secrets you need to tell. You have a lot.
How
because
would
I've
you
been
know?
away. I
How
mean,
would you know?
You've got some secrets. I know you do. It's up your sleeve, Mr. Shhh Don't Tell Mum.
Okay.
Pull me up. I'm old.
Go on then, love. Usha. There's been 2 instances. Jamie's just left because she wants to go to the toilet, I think. So there's been 2 instances in the last 2 days that have honestly made me jump out of my skin. I've been downstairs cooking, making tea, whatever it is. And there's been a bang and like a thud on the stairs, like something has fallen down the stairs. And Jamie shouted, "Rocket." Immediately, I thought Rocket had fallen down the stairs. So I run round, and what had happened is at the top of the stairs, Jamie had some washing in a basket, and Rocket had pushed the wash basket and it had rolled down the stairs. Then yesterday, so that was 2 days ago, yesterday, I'm making tea. I'm chilling out. I'm downstairs. I'm listening to some music and I'm making whatever. And I hear a bang, ba 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 bang. And then she goes, "Rocket." And I sprint round to the stairs, and there we have pictures hanging up going up the staircase. And as Jamie was carrying Rocket down the stairs, he put his hand behind one of the pictures and went like that, and it knocked down like 4 different pictures, and they all went clattering down the stairs. And I thought he had collapsed down the stairs again. So needless to say, I think I'm going to need a pacemaker soon because my heart, I had like double heart attack in the last 2 days. If any of you have ever actually experienced, it's quite awful, but you know, it is what it is because it happens, your kid falling down the stairs, please send me an email of A, how to prevent this, and B, what the repercussions were. Are we talking broken limbs? Are we talking not really that much of an injury? Let me know in an email. It's thebanksters@gmail.com. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and shh, don't tell mum. Shh.